In order to progress the main scenario, you must complete certain quests in the Crystal Tower series. Crystal Tower quests may be undertaken by speaking with the outlandish man in Revenant's Toll. Hey, money. It is time. We get to do the Crystal Tower stuff. Ooh, I'm actually pretty nervous about this. I've gotten back to the point where like I need to do research before I do like dungeons. Otherwise I'll feel very uncomfortable. Alright. Outlandish man. There you are. What are you doing here? You're in a dungeon. Or you would come help if I want. If we get there. I don't know if there are like quests leading up to it or anything. I think you have time to do a dungeon at the very least. Do I know you? Ah, unless I'm very much mistaken. You are the famed adventurer who bested the Garlean Empire's general, are you not? Oh, and since I've got viewers at the moment, if any of you want to join in, you're more than welcome to. We're probably going to meet up at one of the primal data centers. Hyperion. Just because, like, the queue times in the Dynamis server where I'm at are ridiculous. Anyway, the great old Sugarheart himself, amazing! And more than a little serendipitous. One might even call it fate, but recently received word of a truly unique opportunity, you see. An opportunity, like the like of which none but one of your proven worth could take advantage. You're on Hyperion? Nice. I will arrive there as soon as we find the dungeon. The reward, not less than the accumulated knowledge of a fallen civilization. The risk? A single misstep could cost you your life. But what is a little danger to a storied hero such as you? A man with absolute confidence in his own abilities stands to profit handsomely from this venture. No, I crave no recompense for my part in bringing this opportunity to your attention. The historic discovery you shall make will be a reward enough, I assure you. If my words have fanned the flames of your curiosity, then I bid you seek a man by the name of Rambros at St. Conach's Fine. Man, that's Celtic as heck. It's probably pronounced like Seanish, Shamish. It is he who stands at the doorway to untold marvels, awaiting the arrival of a champion bold enough to march across the threshold. I want to get better at like pronouncing Celtic names. Like Siobhan, for example, definitely has more B's than you would expect. Like, Celtic words always give me trouble. I don't know if anyone else has as much trouble. Oh, hey, Chocobo Keep. Is there an Aetheryte to attune to here? Do I just hug the ground? Why, if it isn't old Sugarheart himself, I was not expecting such a celebrated guest. To what do I owe the honor of this visit? You were directed here, you say, by a man clad in foreign garb. Well, the opportunity you spoke of must surely refer to the last anthropogeographical endeavor. Quite how he came to know of it is another matter. All knowledge of this project was supposed to be restricted to my organization. But that is something to ponder in private. You're here now, and your services will, I am certain, prove invaluable. I must warn you, however, that the venture we have in mind is no simple excavation. We're unprepared or an unprepared or incautious adventurer could very well find himself on an unplanned and unpleasant journey to Thal's solemn halls. Knowing this, do you still wish to lend us your cooperation? Yeah. I rather thought you would say that. Your courage is scarcely a secret. Now, the first, old. I thought it was you. What brings you to St. Coinatch's? Don't tell me. The Alliance has sent you on another realm-shaking, history-making mission to lay low an apparently insuperable foe? Yes? No? Ah, I see you two are already acquainted. That as well, Master Garland, our intrepid hero, here has caught wind of the forthcoming expedition and has kindly pledged to assist us. He has he? Glad to have you aboard, old. You don't have the faintest idea what you volunteered for, do you? Very well, let us begin at the beginning. The Sons of St. Coinac are tasked with unearthing the secrets of the long-fallen Allag Empire. And this present endeavor aims to delve more deeply into the civilization's mysteries than ever before. But I know that look. In the event that you feel ill-equipped to contribute much on the subject of Allag archaeology, I invite you to recall your encounter with the Ultima weapon. That mechanical monstrosity represented a feat of engineering far beyond what Garlemald can presently achieve. Nero Skeva simply awoke it. I mention this by way of a reminder that you have had what one might term extensive first-hand experience with a notable Allag relic. In short, you're practically an archaeologist. The Ultima weapon, right. Now to the core of the matter. Here in Mordona, there stands an entire Allag structure, which we have yet to investigate. I speak, of course, of the Crystal Tower. After witnessing the destructive capabilities of the Ultima weapon in the Lesser Moon Dalamud before, it seems wise to treat any remnants of that era with the utmost caution. They must be analyzed, monitored, and above all, kept from falling into the wrong hands. To put it plain, I have no wish to see another megalomaniacal legatus wield one of those weapons. It was this thought which first moved me to contact the Sons and propose that the tower be explored. Whew. A lot of big words in this group. For several millennia, the Crystal Tower remained hidden, buried deep underground, but like so many other things, were better left undisturbed. The structure was freed from its stony prison by the great upheaval which accompanied the coming of the 7th Umbral Era, and now stands revealed in all its splendor, a gleaming spear of crystal pointed at the bosom of the heavens. Throw a rock at it. We believe the tower to be the repository of much of the ancients' wisdom. Unfortunately, the entrance is guarded by a formidable defense. and we cannot so much as peep through the keyhole, much less set foot inside. These defenses take forms of statues into the likeness of giant swordsmen, the 8 sentinels. The suns, as the suns are wont to call them, is the first barrier we must overcome. Why not simply fly over them in an airship, you ask? It's been tried before. Any vessel that ventures too close to the tower is blasted out of the air. We either destroy those statues, or the front door is forever beyond our reach. Destroying the statues does seem like an easy solution. Can you just break them? They're made of rocks. My colleagues and I are ill-suited to negotiating such deadly hazards. Thus, if we were to gain access to the tower's secrets, we must needs employ the services of an experienced adventurer. It'll be difficult and dangerous, but I can think of no finer man for the task. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you had a taste for these deadly escapades. I look forward to working with you again. There's much and more to be done before we can begin the expedition proper. Take some time and prepare yourself. I shall explain the challenges that lie ahead. How many of these do we have to do before you let me in? Our first objective is to reach the entrance to the Crystal Tower, as previously mentioned. However, that will prove no easy task. A lot? Aww. The entrance is guarded by powerful defense mechanisms, each utilizing one of the 4 elements of fire, water, wind, and earth. Anyone attempting to simply stroll past these unsleeping sentinels invites swift obliteration. Based on Master Garland's analysis, however, we are reasonably certain that the attacks on these lethal contraptions can be reflected using a crystal of the corresponding element. Naturally, these crystals must be of surpassing clarity, free of the slightest impurities, much like the flawless specimens used by the beastmen in their primal summoning rituals. Mayhap I should have said exactly like the specimens they use. Were there any other way, we would not ask this of you. But we need someone to enter the Beast Tribe strongholds and liberate their perfect crystals. For the moment, I would have you focus on obtaining 2 of the 4 crystals we require. Pray make for La Nosca, where both the Sapsa spawning grounds and the Ugamaro mines are located. You may be certain that these materials used in the Beastman's sacred rituals will be well defended. Either you choose to venture there alone or with companions, I shall leave to your discretion. But whatever you do, please be careful. Okay. Let's see. Urgaburga mines in the Sapsa spawning grounds. Where... Camp Bronze Lake, I think, is near Ugamaro. You remember it was really long with some running back and forth? I mean, that tracks. Oop. Not too close. Just remembered leveling up Scholar around the area. Over here. That was a good time. I really like the Scholar job quests. They might be some of my favorite. But I'm partial to a certain Final Fantasy monster. You might recall Tonberries. I don't know why I jumped down. Hustle, hustle, hustle. But like they've always been like my favorite. I remember when my kids are very young and I used to wander the house at night with like a baby monitor in one hand and I felt like a Tonberry. Because it had kind of like that lantern feel to it. Adorable little stabbers, right? Like, I've been trying not to have like a little minion running around with me in this game. Oh shoot, he had the crystal? Neat. Alright, now the Sopsa spawning grounds. Probably an easy way to get there. If I had to guess... Camp Overlook? It's probably not it at all, is it? That's Santa? That's not upper. Let's try Western. Yeah. Yeah, Tonberries are adorable. I don't know if I said this or just thought it. I've been trying not to have like minions following me around because I'm trying to like keep the screen as uncluttered as possible for the viewers, so they can see more things and it's not just like a pile of UI and crowded stuff. But if I was gonna have a minion, it would definitely be a little tiny Tonberry chasing me around. You haven't seen your UI? I've seen enough FF14 UIs. As a mentor, you need stuff on screen. Yeah. Wave Rider. That sounds familiar. Is that like a biker mice from Mars? Alright. Back to Coinatch. You were wrestling with your inventory while I was doing the first bit? I haven't needed to wrestle with my inventory, like, much at all. Like, every now and then I pop in and find, like, a chest I forgot to open. I've got some minions and some mounts. But for the most part, I've left it alone. Hello, Nathamon. How are you doing? Woo! How progress your efforts in infiltrating the Beastman strongholds? Good. Here's a crystal. Here's another one. So these are the famed flawless crystals of the beast tribes. I've seen countless specimens from I know not how many excavations, but nothing compared to these. The purity is astounding. You've done well, old. With these in our professions, we only lack the crystals of fire and wind. The former lies in Zarak, the war camp of the Amalja and Thanalan. The latter in Natalan, the roost of the Ixal in the hills of Korthus. You can expect them to be as closely guarded as the first two, if not more so. Still, I look forward to receiving word from your resounding success. What's the quickest way to get to the Amalja? They are in southern Thanalan? You're good? And me? I'm doing pretty good. Looking forward to the weekend. I need sleep. I keep playing games in my off time that are really difficult to stop. Hey, I guessed right. So like last weekend I played a game called Ember Ward, and that game devours like hours of your time, and I keep idiotically thinking like, oh, I'll just play it for like 5 minutes and then go to bed, and then like 3 hours later I'm like, oh, I guess it's 5 hours of sleep tonight. And I was like, I gotta stop doing that. So, like, naturally, to stop doing that, what I do is try to, like, find a different game to play. So I bought a game called Flycore. In that game, every attempt to play takes like 5 minutes. Unless you do well, then it takes several hours. But if I don't do well, then I won't be satisfied, and then I have to like try again. Like, I'm pretty sure this happens to everybody. You know, the ones where you're like, the nights where you're like, I can't end on a bad note like this. I have to end on a good note. And when you end it on a good note, you're like, oh, that was such a good note. Let's do it again. And then you end up never sleeping. It's rough. You recently played cue cards. What is cue cards? That one doesn't sound familiar. Alright, Korthus. Felt that. The time sink is so real. Oh, it happens to me all the time. I had a friend I used to play games with, and we got really into like Mario sports games. And there was a Mario baseball game. Like each match would take like an hour. But we're both the same way. Like we won't be satisfied unless we win. And so like with neither of us satisfied because one of us always has to win, like we just kept playing and playing, and we would stay up until like 6 a.m. and be like, well, ruined that day. You've been alpha testing Ashes of Creation. The drain is real. I believe it. Oh, hi there. Skycaller. He's an Ixal telemarketer. Stop him. I've completely lost my mind. Where am I going? Mordona. Hi, Sugarheart. Glad to see you're still at it on some Final Fantasy. Yeah, you're awesome. Thank you. It's good to see you, Impulse. I don't know if I've heard you in chat before. You might be new here. But you sound like you've seen me before. Where am I going? Can I fly over the mountains? Almost. Whew. But yeah, I'm fully committed to playing Final Fantasy XIV every day. Or not every day, every week until we beat the entire main story quest. Like 4 years from now. It's gonna be a while. You watched last year? Several months back, I think? Ooh. Last year was just a few days ago. Old, it is good to see you. Tell me, were you able to obtain the remaining crystals of the Beastmen? I did. Wonderful. With all 4 crystals in hand, we're now ready to proceed to the next stage of our preparations. Aha, I hope I did not give the impression that we would be embarking on the journey to the Crystal Towers just yet. Alas, there's another step which we must complete, must be completed ere we come to that. While the crystals you acquired are indeed flawless, they are of little use to us in their present form. They are to reflect the elemental forces of the tower's defense. They must needs be cut and polished. Process which calls for the very particular set of materials. Procuring them will be a challenge in itself. Needless to say, we will be requiring your services once again. Okay.